So happy Tuesday, happy Tech Tuesday. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hope you're excited or ready for an awesome training. I've got a lot that I'm going to go over with you tonight. We're going to talk about building some landing pages, some powerful landing pages that create extreme conversion. Had to put that in there. And of course, congratulations to my teammates and business partners who've enrolled 100 customers so far. So I'm going to go over that list first. So this is the first time catching me live. Make sure you tell me what part of the country you're chiming in from. It actually got up to 30 degrees today, so it warmed up a little bit here in St. Louis. Absolutely cold, absolutely cold. Pretty cool. You can see the car lights going down the street behind me here. I got actually a window behind me. I've got to redo my background. It's going to be really cool when I get it up and running. Hey, Denise, thanks for swinging by. Thanks for swinging by. Yeah, Denise, here live every day. I've been going late quite a bit lately because I had a big goal and objective I was trying to reach, and I accomplished that yesterday. So woo. So sort of back to some more normal times throughout here. Sort of the rest of the week. Mondays are always late. But to try to get in here a little bit earlier. But thank you for swinging by. I really appreciate that. Hey, LaRonda, thanks for swinging by. So I want to talk about landing pages conversion. But first of all, I want to give some shout outs to the what we call our boom sergeants, our team members that have actually enrolled 100 customers or more. I've got quite a bit of list. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly. Then we're going to get into creating some landing pages. The cool thing about it is, for those of that you want, I've got everything I'm going to talk about tonight in building the landing pages. I've got actually in a PDF that I can share to you. I'll private message you so you can actually go through and you can digest it a little bit more. So if you want to take some notes tonight, fine. If you just want to sit back and listen, and then at the end of the live, you can request that PDF thingy with all the notes on it, so you can just read it for yourself and go through. Very excited to share this information. I've talked about landing pages before, but this is very detailed. So this can be a little bit long, but I'm going to go through these. If you have questions as I'm going through, I can see them down here. Just throw in your question. I'll do my best to answer them. Kevin, there's always absolutely. So here we go. Yeah, St. Louis, boom. I'm going to talk about the teammates who've hit 100. Some of these names I'm going to kill. So I'm just going to do first names. How about this? Just first name, last initial. That way it won't get too crazy. So 100 Club, simply what that means is the company's been around about 10 months. So everybody that hit this 100 Club, I did it in 120 days, enrolled 100 customers in 120 days. I'm not saying that to brag, but I turned out some serious fire hustle, which is absolutely cool. Totally excited about that. So absolutely, Rhonda, definitely need to do that. So check this out. So the 100 Club, Rita M, Retha E, Arthur and Danette C, Kira K, Tim and Juliana G, Sandra H, Dekandi W, Evander J, Vantarsha C, Lakeisha L, Kelly D, Natasha S, Tomslav U, Kimberly J, Sheila D, Alicia Y. The 200 Club, these are people that have actually enrolled 200. And again, the company's been around 10 months. So these people have done this in a 10-month time period. And I'm not sure if they did it, like me in 120 days or whatever time frame it is, but these are 200 customers. These are 200. I did 100. I just hit my 100 deal yesterday, which is cool. Excited about that. And of course, like I said yesterday, excuse me. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee and it's 7:46. And it's so good. I mix caramel in there and chocolate, and it's just so creamy and nice. So 200 Club, Mutha M, Edgar A, Gina M. They're 200 customers that they've put in the business. And here's the cool thing about this, guys, and I'll throw in an income disclaimer there is, and we have to do this when we're building these types of businesses. There's no guaranteed income for anybody that does anything in this type of business. However, that we know that the average customer that we enroll is going to generate us about a $300 commission per customer. 100 customers, that's a $30,000 commissionable asset in place. 200 customers, that's a $60,000 commissionable asset in place. So getting the math here, you guys can figure that out. So if you like the income disclosure, shoot me a private message or get it over to you so you can read it. The 300 Club, a little bit smaller, Sharonda P and this is actually Latoya, I think it's Latoya M. That's the 300 Club. The 400 Club, Richard D and Yuri F for the 400 Club. The 500 Club, that's 500 customers. 500 customers with an average, and they do all the stats. They say the average commission is gonna be about $300. So that's 3 times 5. That's a lot of money right there. 300 times 500. You guys can do the math. It's commissionable asset. I can't even see. Infeliz M for 500 club. The 600 club, Gabriella M and Laura C. And the 1,000 club, the Boom 1,000 club, Shirley X has 1,000 customers in place as a commissionable asset. Absolutely crazy, crazy cool. So wanted to share that with you guys. If you'd like to learn more about that, we've actually got a St. Louis launch going on here tomorrow night at the Hilton Frontenac. Doors open at 6:45. If you'd like more details on that, shoot me a text message if you're in the St. Louis area and you want to attend. It's 314-498-7688. I'll get you hooked up with the address so you can come out and be my personally invited guest to attend that event tomorrow. So again, it's at 6:45. Hilton Frontenac, doors open. Shoot me a private message if you'd like me to reserve you a seat. So let's talk about building some landing pages. Excited. So I'm going to go through this. Let's see. I'm going to have to split my screen here. Give me a second. I'm going to pull this down. I'll put this down here. Minimize it a little bit. Come over here and get to my notes. I'll minimize this a little bit. I was going to do a screen share, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to sort of do a split screen so I can be on one half and have you guys on the other half. One of our trainers, he had a really cool app so that he can do a split screen share on that. I'm definitely going to have to figure out which app he was using. So let me minimize this just a little bit here. I think I can still see you guys and what's going on this side. And we'll get this up here. So I'm going to talk to you guys. I've got my notes right here in front of me so you guys can keep up, hopefully. So I'm going to talk about one of the things, and we're talking about landing pages. So first of all, we're going to talk about the definition of a landing page. A landing page is basically a page a visitor arrives at on your website or prior to your website by clicking on an advertisement somewhere. So let me scroll down here so I can see your comments on this. You know what I'm going to do, you guys, to make this easy on myself? I'm going to open up Facebook Live on my phone so I can see you guys' comments. I'm going to minimize this on my computer. Sound cool? So we'll open this up. Hope you're excited. So I'm going to minimize that there. I can still see you guys, and I don't have to flip back and forth on my screens. I was going to do a Zoom screen share, but I've just been having some issues with that technology. I think it's primarily my computer. I can see that. So let's go. So introduction. Basically what a landing page is basically where your advertising is going to land when you put an ad out on the internet, whether it's on Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you're putting an ad, somebody's going to click on that ad or that maybe that curiosity post or whatever it is. They're going to click on that, and it's going to drive traffic to your landing page. That can be a banner ad placed, a display network, and inexperienced marketers, and this is something you definitely don't want to do. Inexperienced marketers often direct their PPC traffic to a home page. So the thing that you do not want to do, and we're going to get deep dive into this, is you do not want to put an ad and just send people to your website. Completely waste of money. You might as well just give it to me and I'll go spend it on something fun like coffee. You're just basically lighting it on fire. So you just don't do that. We're going to talk about some techniques. Again, if you want this PDF of exactly everything that I'm going to go over tonight, shoot me a private message and I will definitely get that out to you. So one of the things that's very, very important, landing pages need to be tailored to specific offers essential for quality experience for visitors. So let's say, for example, you have a company and you have multiple products, okay? And I'm going to talk about the CBD people. I'm not a big fan of CBD. I'm not hating on you guys. I'm just not. But let's talk about that product. And there's some companies out there that have multiple products, and CBD oil may be one of those products. They may have a skin cream, an eye cream, a hair cream, a teeth cream, an underarm deodorant cream, whatever it is. So when you create a landing page, 99% of the time, that landing page needs to be specifically targeting one product. Now, I've talked about landing pages in terms of Lead magnet's a little bit different type of landing page. You can do one or the other, but this is a landing page for the sole purpose of generating a lead focused on a specific product. What was I saying? So specific landing pages are tailored to different offers, are essential for providing a quality experience for visitors and driving conversions with targeted messages that matches the user's needs. So we're going to get into this. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to dig this. So let me scroll up here. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. It's still not enough to just check to receive best practices. You must make a great landing page. I mean, it's got to be fire. It's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. It's got to be top to bottom, left to right, easy to read. It's got to have good colors on it. So how can you make an awesome landing page that boosts off the chart conversion ratios? Well, I'm going to walk you through all that right now. So question to ask before you get started. There are 7 key traits to high converting landing pages, and we're going to go through these here really quick. So before you build a landing page, some things that you need to know. One is, what is your goal? In an ideal world, hey, Stephen Crabtree, man, I got to call you, dude. I swear I'm going to call you right after this live. I'm going to call you right after I get off this live. I promise, Stephen. In an ideal world, what visitors would do upon reaching your landing page would be something, to buy something, right? So they're going to fill out a form. They're going to sign up for a newsletter. They're going to download an ebook. They're going to toss aside their keyboard, break out the harmonica, and play sweet blues. Our first step for the strategy is determining what the visitor's goals are. So what is your goal? What do you want to achieve when you build a landing page? What is your objective? And it was, well, I want to get a sale. So we're gonna wind up. So that's a down the road process. The first thing, in my opinion, a landing page is to get a lead, to add that lead to a list. That's how I think about a landing page. Now, some people are like, I want to get a landing page. I want to put them into a funnel, and the funnel upsells them. Depends on what you're doing. We're not talking about funnels. That's a whole nother ball of wax. Now, if you're in network marketing, and if you market the way I do and you prospect the way I prospect, a landing page is completely pointless. You don't need a landing page. If you're out selling something, say you're selling shoes or lipstick or hair gel or something like that, and maybe you run an ad that says coolest product in the world to help you get brighter skin or remove acne, and they click on that, then it goes to an acne page. If you'd like the 10 tips on the best way to get rid of acne organically, give me your email address below. They fill out that form. It goes to that. It goes to an order page where they can then maybe get more information about the acne product and order the acne product that it can ship to their house. Maybe have some kind of little sales page thing going on there to be able to do that. So who are you competing against? Now this is the deal. In 99% of the time, especially in network marketing or direct sales or affiliate sales, you're not competing against other people in your industry. You're competing against Amazon. You're competing against the direct selling companies. You're competing against people that can go out and buy this product anywhere out on the market. So a lot of times you're competing to basically just about everybody. Really, there's 3 questions. Who am I competing against? How are they succeeding? And how can I copy their success? So the way I like to look at stuff is when I'm getting ready to sell a product, is I go Google it. And as I'm going through, I try not to stop very much and spend too much time, but I scroll, and if I see something that catches my eye, I'll grab it and I copy it, and I say, oh, that caught my attention. I want to look at it. Now, I'm 90% of the time I'm in marketing mode, right? So I'm in marketing mode. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. So what you need to look at is what does my customer look like? So the third part of this is, who is my audience? What are their hopes, dreams, and aspirations? Your audience is not everybody. Some people like to say, I know one of my marketing guys that I know, his name is Cedric. He says, our product is for everybody that has a face, which is great to a certain point. Now, there's some people that have a face that don't have the discretionary income, that don't have the income to buy your product. So you've got to think about that. A lot of times, not everybody is going to be your target audience. You need to figure it out. We've talked about building an avatar, figuring out where they live, what they buy, what kind of magazines they read, where do they shop, where do they live, what kind of things are they interested in, where do they travel, what do they do. So if you can narrow that person down and you can figure out who that target audience is, you can probably write an ad and have pretty good ad copy to target them. So what are the hopes, dreams, and aspirations? It sounds a little bit silly, but once you figure that out, once you know who that target audience is, it makes it really easy to write ad copy for them to drive them to your landing page. So The better you understand your audience, the more you can cater to what their needs are. And how did they get to the landing page? Consider changing your message depending on where they're coming from. So different messages might be appropriate for users who arrived at your landing page coming from Google versus Twitter or Facebook. Businesses with more landing pages, this is really cool. We'll talk about this a little bit next week. With 30 plus landing pages, generate more leads. 30 landing pages. Now understand this, guys. Landing pages is not a website. We're not talking about 30 tabs on your website where somebody's going to click on it and then they're going to navigate away and they're going to get lost all out in the sphere. Your goal with a landing page is to keep them on that landing page. There's going to be no navigation links away from that, other than if they want more information about your product, they're going to put in their email address and they're going to hit submit, and they're going to move on and maybe go to a sales page that has more information about your product, about what it does. If it helps relieve joint pain, maybe, you know, would you like to learn more about, you know, maybe the ad is, do you suffer from chronic joint pain? You know, we've got 10 tips on how to relieve that. Then they go to your landing page. It says, you know, are you suffering from joint pain? We've got 10 tips. You listed 10 tips. Blah 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 blah. If you'd like to learn more about, you know, how our product can work to help relieve your pain, or maybe their testimonies, maybe have a few testimonies on there. Then they put in their email address. Then it goes to a sales page where they can actually buy your product and maybe have a PDF and a fact sheet and all that kind of stuff. But you're still on a single product page. You don't want them to get outside of that. You don't want them to leave and go start clicking on a bunch of other stuff. You want to have a single order page from a landing page. That's how I've had the best results when I'm marketing this stuff. So businesses with 30 or more landing pages generate 7 times the leads than those with only a handful. And the reason you do that is because when you write ad copy, you need to understand, even though you've got your target avatar, you've got different personalities. Hey, Wes, thanks for swinging by. You've got different personality types that are looking at those ads. So you need to write to the greens, you need to write to the reds, you need to write to the yellows, you need to write to the blues. So when they click on those ads, because if you're writing to a green, a blue's going to look at it and go, that's really boring. If you're writing to a green, or if you're writing to a blue, a green's going to look at it and go, ooh, stay away, that's too crazy. So you need to understand how to write that ad copy to focus on that target. And then your landing page needs to be tailored in the language to understand it. If you don't understand red, yellow, blues, and greens and the personality types, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks, but you need to understand that as well, who you're talking to. Some people go, oh my God, what's he talking about? I'm talking about building a professional business in terms of landing pages. Now you might, if you don't have the time, you don't have the savvy, you might want to hire somebody to do this stuff, and no, I'm not the guy to do that. So how to make great landing pages. I just understand how they work, and I really enjoy it when I see a really good landing pages. There's some guys out there like Frank Kern. He knows how to write a killer landing page. Another one is Russell Brunson. This guy creates landing pages and funnels. He's a beast. Highly recommend you guys check out those two because they're really good resources. Now that we've covered the fundamental pre-landing page questions, let's discuss how we can make some awesome landing pages and great landing pages. So, one, landing pages are short and sweet and uncluttered. You don't want a bunch of mess. We're not creating a sales page. We're creating a landing page. A landing page is bringing them from the ad. They've seen the ad, so the ad's already generated their interest. They're already interested. So the ad is going to bring them to your landing page, right? So a landing page should offer all the necessary information, but not so much information that the customer is overwhelmed. As a result, they drive away the visitor. Provide the essential information that will interest your audience and do nothing more. Hey, Denise Mays, thanks for swinging by. Second, provide. And Denise is with a company where she could actually target somebody that might have acne or dry skin or something, and she could create an ad that says, do you suffer from dry skin, right? Remember, you're not promoting the company, you're promoting the solution that somebody has for their problem. So do you suffer from dry skin? Do you suffer from acne? So she might write an ad and put it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or wherever she wants to put an ad. I'm not a big Google fan, because when you start getting into Google and running Google ads and going up in AdWords, you can spend a whole lot of money really, really fast and get 0 results. So if you start going into the Google AdWords world, you need to know what the heck you're doing, and you need to have a huge, big old pile of freaking money to be able to do that. You need to have some professionals behind you that are going to help you. The way to get around that is you can maybe have a Facebook page that focuses on your product, and from there you can boost a post, you can boost an ad, make it generic as you possibly can, because you don't want people to leave your ad and go do Google research on you and miss your landing page, right? You want to capture them, put them on a lead, put them on a list, and sell them something. So when you boost that post, you create that ad, and maybe do you suffer from dry skin? Do you suffer from eczema? Do you know, whatever, rosacea, whatever it is? You know, here's 10 people that have gotten awesome results. They click on that ad, it drives them to a landing page. Maybe you've got a couple of before and after pictures, maybe somebody's hand that looks crazy, maybe somebody's hand that looks healed. This happened, you know, in 30 days, blah, blah, blah. And maybe give a few bullet points about the product if you'd like to learn more. They then fill out, they put their name and an email address. Then it goes to a landing page that explains a lot more about the product. Then from there, so if you'd like to order, give us a call at 1-800 blah blah blah, and of course maybe that phone call would go to Denise and she'd pick it up and say, hey, and of course, and I'm going to back up, and I went really, really fast on this. Every single thing that you do needs to be trackable. So if she's going to have a phone number somewhere on one of these ads for people to call, that phone number needs to be exclusive to that ad. You don't want to just have a generic 800 number on everything, because she's not going to be able to track that back. She needs to have a phone number that's specific to her Facebook ad, that's specific to her Twitter ad, that's specific. So you want to do the analytics so you know where they're working. I know I got way ahead of myself. People went, what? I'm talking about a lot. So again, if you like this PDF, this information I'm sharing with you, just shoot me a private message. I'll get it over to you. So provide high quality content that inspires confidence. So we just discussed how you don't want information to smother the visitors, but this isn't to say that you should be cheap with your content. On the contrary, provide rich, useful, provide value, so long as it's relevant, confident copy inspires. So you need to have really confident ad copy. You might, again, need to hire some people to help you out and do that. Have all roads lead to Rome. So this is really, really great. So great landing pages keep careful note of the pathways entering and leaving their page. It's important that you limit exit points. In this case, hyperlinks. Leaving your page, the goal is to funnel visitors down a desired pathway. If the link is, now here's what's really cool on a landing page, right? If you're going to put a link on a landing page, have it do a pop-up testimonial video. So for example, maybe one of your products does whatever. So see Susan's testimony. When they click on that, it just opens up to a pop-up video that they can't go anywhere. They can't escape. There's no link, so they can go to YouTube or somewhere. It's a pop-up video that they're stuck watching that video, and they can hit the play, and it says, hi, my name is Susan. I started using this product, and it made my teeth brighter, my eyes brighter, my hair bigger, whatever it is that talks about specifically that product. And it's a testimony from Susan, the mom of 10 who suffered from blah, 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 blah. She started, and it's her personal testimony. And of course, you could if you get really creative on that, if you'd like to learn more, then they click on the learn more button on the video, and it takes them to a product order page. Just saying, a little bit advanced there, a little bit advanced. So links serve as a point of departure from there. So unless that link is taking them to an upsell page or an order page that sort of is maybe page 2 to more information on your product. Again, you don't want them leaving. You don't want them to go somewhere other than maybe to get more information about that product. If it's a link, maybe they can download a fact sheet or something like that, but that fact sheet doesn't give them anywhere to go other than to come back to you to get more information or to place an order. So make it easy to convert. Now, this is something that we've talked about. I've talked about this in the past. The goal is to make it as easy as possible for visitors to convert, providing as little distance and as few barriers as possible between point A and point B. The next step should always be obvious. The strategy varies. So the next step is obvious. You don't want people going through the page and going, what do I do? Or asking themselves, what do I do next? The goal is you need to tell them what to do next. Hey, congratulations. If you're really excited about this, if you'd like to learn more, click the link. And sometimes you can put arrows, flashing arrows, click this. You'll see some landing pages. They actually have maybe a little intro video with some arrows pointing at something. Fill out this, click here, do that. Sometimes you've got to tell people what to do and make sure that they do that. So make it easy to convert. The strategy varies depending on what your desired conversion is. If the form is submissions, make the form a piece of irresistible eye candy. If it's downloadables, make the button that is begging to be clicked. If you're doing a downloadable, which is really cool, is you can actually create pop-ups, a pop-up form where they click on, download file. It pops up, and then you have to put their email address in it. Of course, when they put their email and download now, it goes to the PDF page, and it actually downloads. So like this PDF that I'm using right here, if I was going to have it on a landing page, you'd have to click on it, give the kind of information that I want to get the information. Depending on how valuable and the target audience you're going after, you think that you want, you can put in more information. If they don't know you and trust you very much, you probably want to just go with an email address for right now. Get their email address in their form, fill it out. It opens up a PDF. They get dropped into your autoresponder, whether it's Aweber or some other form like that, MailChimp or whatever you use. And then, of course, in your autoresponder, then you can drip on them every single day with updated information. And maybe on email number 4 and email number 5, you can invite them to a webinar to learn more about whatever. So have a flawless design. Now, this is something you need to look at, and there's lots of schools of thought on this. My idea of a good design is to have black letters on a white background. That's traditional, good old-fashioned book reading. Some people like to do reverse stuff, but remember, sometimes you're dealing with people that have colorblind issues. They can't see very well. So if you put a certain type of color on top of another color, it's just going to be weird standing out. It's going to give them headaches. It's going to make it hard for them to read. So make the page as easy as possible. Convert any of your buy now, order now buttons. There's certain colors you want to use for those to get people to move forward. And I would suggest going out and Googling, what colors people like. What colors do women prefer? What colors do men prefer? What colors convert best on buttons? Do your research to get the conversions going. So have a flawless design. Hey, Michael, thanks for swinging by. Have a flawless design. Information architecture comes into play here, as it is important for a landing page to have a clear, crisp design that leaves all questions answered without inspiring any new ones. Navigation should be obvious and simple. All required information should be provided, and nothing should come between the visitor and conversion, aka no pop-ups. Now, I did mention, I said that my idea or my suggestion, if you are going to have a hyperlink, you can hyperlink to another page, or if you do have a pop-up, it's going to pop up and it's just going to be a testimonial video that somebody can't go anywhere. It's going to pop up, testimonial video, it's going to be short video that's going to play. They close it and they're right back to where they was at before. That would be the only time I would use a pop-up on a page. If at all possible, visitors should be able to convert in one click. In other words, they click it, they go to the next page, they download the link, they put in their email, and they're off and running. Have a clear call to action. So clear call to action is what do you do? It can be present in the headline. So up in the headline, you can start out with the headline because sometimes people need to hear stuff a couple of times to get through it because people are distracted. So, download 10 steps on how to blah, 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 blah. Then you might go through some information. And then, of course, if you'd like to download the 10 steps, click here. So it's got to be very, very simple, very concise, and very easy to read. And of course, again, the landing page needs to be exactly what the ad says. So if your ad, and actually I'm going to talk about that here next, there should be no question as to what the next step is. Tell your visitors exactly what they need to do in big, bold text to make it easy for them. Get started today, get instant access now, get started with XYZ PDQ, see the plans of pricing, download the ebook, create eye-catching headlines. Most good landing pages use the main headline to confirm the offer and use a sub-headline for a better example. So sometimes a big headline with a sub-headline under it works very well. Proposition, aka why your offer is awesome. An example might be free Facebook marketing ebook headline. Learn how to get more Facebook followers, likes, and engagement from your marketing gurus would be your sub-headline. You'll see plenty of great landing page headlines and examples below in this PDF. You guys can come in and play with this. This is very, very cool. Contain engaging copy. Keep it simple metrics, which is cool, using specific hypnotic words. Now, I've talked about these before. One of my favorite hypnotic words is because, and I've challenged you guys to do this in the past. Hey, Marcia, thanks for swinging by. Go find a line that's really long and just test it out and walk up to the front. It doesn't matter if you have something in your hands or not. You can walk up to the front and whatever you say followed by because. Would you mind me cutting in front of you because blah, 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 blah. Anything you put behind because really doesn't matter. Can I move up to the front of the line because my kids are in the car screaming? Can I move up to the front of the line because my feet hurt? Can I move up to the front of the line because the person in the back of the line stinks? Can I move up to the front of the line just because I want to be in the front? Because is a powerful word. You just got to try it one day just to see if it works. It's very, very cool. Other power words are imagine. Imagine yourself doing this. Imagine what it would feel like to lose 10 pounds. Imagine what it would feel like to have a beautiful smile. Imagine what it would feel like to have a full head of hair. Imagine what it would feel like to not have gray hair. Imagine what it would feel like to have more money. Imagine what it would feel like to have a new car. Imagine what it would feel like to be in a beautiful, loving relationship with a person that loves you. Imagine what it would feel like if your dog doesn't snore and fart when you're doing a Facebook Live, right? Very, very cool word is imagine, and because they're very, very power words. Again, another app that you guys can Google. You guys can dive into this when you get this. So make it about the visitor. Don't bore the visitor by talking too much about yourself. This rule can apply to just about anything. The truth is, visitors don't care about your goals or aspirations. They only care about looking out for number one. That's them. What's in it for them. Showcase what you can do for them and how you can improve their life. Sometimes testimonies can do this very, very well. Testimony, 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 testimony. And if you're like me, you know, this is probably going to help you as well. And if you're like me, and if you're looking to do this, and if you're looking to do that, if you're looking to make more money, get skinnier, put on muscle, whatever it is, maybe save your money, pay off your house, get out of debt, whatever strategy you have, have an awesome offer. The easiest way to get conversions is to simply have an offer that is freaking incredible offer. In other words, don't try to trick people into converting. Make sure your offer is enticing to users and that it is something they actually desire. Then broadcast why your offer rocks to the world. So whatever the offer is, you've got to provide value, and it's not a gimmick just to sell something. You need to give them, you need to continually give them value. The more value you give them, the more opportunities in their head for them to say yes. And once they've said yes 5 to 12 times in their head, like, yes, man, it would feel really good to lose 10 pounds. And they get to your landing page. Yes, imagine doing this. Imagine going to the beach and you can actually wear swim trunks. Imagine, you know, getting on an airplane and you don't have to pay for 2 seats. Imagine your knees not hurting because you lost the weight. Whatever it is, get them to do the head nod of how would this feel? How would it feel to you know, lose 10 dress sizes? And I'm talking about weight loss right now. Whatever it is, or how would it feel to not have any joint pain anymore? I can tell you this, and I've told this story 100 times when I started taking the bone and joint supplement that I use, and my hands just stopped hurting. I mean, my hands just basically, when I would touch them right here, oh my God, I mean, I would just jump. And there's no hand pain, and I talk about it all the time. And now that it's gone, it's like I don't even think about it. But then I started thinking about it. It's like, oh man, I remember the days. How would it feel not to have any joint pain? How would it feel not to, you know, have any back pain or knee pain or elbow pain? And I talked about that before. Sometimes I just lay on my elbow, set up on my elbow, and it would make me flinch. And that would be set on something soft, not even something hard. So imagine how it would feel not to have any joint pain anymore. Well, we might have the solution for you, blah, blah, blah. And you go through and you explain that to people. It's very, very exciting, especially if you can back it up with a testimony. Most good landing pages use their main headline to confirm the offer and use sub-headlines to explain the offer. We talked about that before. So an easy way to scan at a quick glance, make sure that when somebody comes to your page, that they can, everything's above the fold. If you don't know what above the fold means, that means if they're looking at it, they can get the majority of the information before they have to scroll up. And same thing on their mobile. You got to make sure that if they're on their mobile, they're going to get the majority of the points inside that little 6-inch screen, or whatever size your phone is nowadays. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Whatever that is they can get the majority of the points in there. If they do have to scroll up, it's just to click the take action button to move on. So, and are easy to scan. It's absolutely vital that visitors capture the essence of your offer. Watch this. At a quick glance, it is estimated you have about 8 seconds. 8 seconds to convince users to stay on your page. 8 seconds, y'all. 8 seconds. So the value proposition needs to be quick and convincing. Make sure your page is easy to scan, easy to read, top to bottom, left to right, that it's not all over the freaking place, because you don't want people doing this on your page. You want them to just go. And over here is always going to be the action steps when you move across, top to bottom, left to right. It's called the F, and it's good old-fashioned. You're going to move across and bam, and move across and bam, and move across and bam, and move across and bam. And it's got to be very, very easy to wherever you have the call to action button. It's going to take them right down to that, and boom, they're going to click and move on to the next step. So very, very important that you do that. Sub-headlines, let's see. Make sure your page is easy to scan by highlighting your main point and headline while using sub-headlines and bullet points for added info. Use fonts and colors to indicate information hierarchy. Your page visitors are wild, fanatic animals looking for a quick meal to serve up fast. So get in and get out. Contain relevant quality images. Bright, eye-catching images make for a more attractive page and better use. So make sure that your image is relevant to your content. So if you're talking about selling tennis shoes, make sure you have some sexy tennis shoes on there. If you're selling feet orthotics, make sure that you have maybe a pair of feet that are all jacked up next to a very sexy pair of feet that aren't jacked up, so that it makes sense visually and it sinks in and makes sense that way. Look gorgeous, act classy. Looks may not be everything, but they say they do count for something in a landing page. Why is it that an attractive man can hit off with a woman using the same line that might dub a less aesthetically pleasing guy as a creeper? The truth is that despite what we teach our children, appearance alters perception. Your landing page should do the same. So we're human beings. So absolutely awesome. Match the correspondence in text. A great landing page should use the same keywords from your paper for your paid advertising. Ad text. The connection should be obvious. Only ask for information as needed. Now this is very, very important. If they don't know you, trust you, and like you yet, and you're running an ad, the less information that you ask for, the larger your conversion is going to be. And as they begin to trust you, they're going to be more likely to, down the road, then give you their full name. But in the beginning, your goal is to get a customer. So what you want to do is just ask for an email address. So once they get the email address, then it may go into a sales page to get more details. You can go deep dive into the product where it's actually more deep in the sales process with an order link on that page. And then when they hit the order link, they've got to give you your life story. Sometimes it's one step at a time. So very, very important that you understand that. Use colors. Use the color to their advantage. Any intro art student can tell you that color is very, very important. We talked about that. Have clickable share buttons. Make sure that people, more information they can post about their recent purchases, share a resource that they have found helpful, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna end right there. We talk about testimonials. Make it mobile friendly. Follow up with a thank you page for their order. Once they've been there, make sure whatever it is, have a thank you page. The thank you page can be a little bit more fun. You know, thank you, come again. And of course, broadcast signals with logos and things like that. Once they get to an order page and you've already gained their trust and they're on that, make sure that you guys understand that you can, maybe drive them to a Facebook group if you have one and get them in a group. They can be a customer group or whatever. Is a real good way to do that. So this is Forrest out in St. Louis. Let me find my page and bring it back up here. So really appreciate you guys swinging by. If you enjoy the information, feel free just to share, your number one takeaway with me here in the comments. Again, if you like this PDF, just shoot me a private message and say, I want the landing page PDF, and I'll get that directly over to you. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go out and make an extreme impact, you guys. Have a great, awesome Tuesday, and peace out. I'll see you. Oh, P.S. And if you guys are here in St. Louis and you want to join me tomorrow for our launch event here in St. Louis, send me a text, 314-498-7688, and I'll get you some seats reserved. Doors open at 6:45. We're going to be at the Hilton Frontenac, but shoot me a message. Let me know you're coming so I can reserve your seat. Love you guys. Peace out. Bye-bye. And live, there we go.